Hello, welcome to the Zentangle Project Pack series. This is project pack number 13, and my name is Martha.
I'm Molly.
Hi, Molly. This lesson is part of project pack number 13, as I just said, and in case you're just joining us now, this theme that we're working with is all about transitions and working from dark to light and tangle to tangle.
Working with layers and overlapping and just playing with the depths of reacting to what's on your tile now and having a little bit of fun with some new materials.
And having some vision.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so we're excited that you're going to join us. Molly and I are going to do some fun things right now. We're going to show you a few tile setups. So by now, you'll see that you have some extra tiles to work with, and we thought we'd show you some creative ideas to use this cool sketch and wash pencil. And we will be leaving you with some tiles to work with in the future. So just some inspirations.
So today we're going to be working with the Project Pack 13 materials. If you do not have the Project Pack 13 materials, find whatever you have around your house and make do with what you have and have fun with us anyway. You can see some of the things we're going to be playing around with here. The Micron Pigma today, a black Micron pen. I think for one of them I used the glaze pen again. We've got this great sketch and wash, paintbrush, tortillones, whole mess of fun things, and some tiles. So what I invite you all to do now is to get whatever materials you think you're going to be using for this next session and organize them.
Yeah, so basically we're going to start out, we're going to simplify this workspace a little bit. And for the next few minutes, we're going to be just working with the sketch and wash pencil and your paintbrush and hopefully a little cup of water nearby. And I invite you to grab the tiles you have left over. So right now I'm working with I'm going to show you some examples on a few square tiles, but you may have some different ones left over.
Right, and once you have all your materials ready, I invite you to get yourself comfortable. Maybe take it down a notch, maybe take a deep breath, and give yourself a minute for gratitude. Maybe just placing that thought in your head, something that you're feeling grateful for in this very moment. And giving yourself an opportunity to feel that little bit of gratitude. Giving yourself a moment to use a nice deep breath to sort of slow down your pace. Prepare yourself for a little bit of creativity time. And whatever else it is that you need before you begin your practice. All right, so let's get started. Martha's going to work on a few tiles first. Like we said, we're going to use up the rest of what you have in your project pack, or if you're working not with the project pack materials, I think we're going to do about 6
we're going to do 6
prep tiles here.
Yeah, 6 prep tiles, and these will be...
Is that like a reptile?
It's a prep tile.
Just curious.
Exactly like that. But we will be prepping 6 tiles and then using one of them in our tile for this lesson.
And our hope is that then you have a few more tiles to kind of play with after you leave us with this project pack.
Absolutely. All right, so I am working on a square white tile right now, and with this really cool sketch and wash pencil. And I'm going to, so remember here, we're just wanting to set this kind of a background, sort of playground for our tangles to live in later on. So I'm going to set us up with just kind of a fun, basic background, and you can watch me at first if you want. I'm using the pencil on the side. I'm taking advantage of that gorgeous sharp tip that I have, and I'm just going to put a heavy line.
Pencil's so soft that it goes on the paper pretty easily.
Yeah. And that's it. That's the stroke that we're going to use. And I'm just going to make a series of these down the tile. And evenly spaced, kind of almost like rungs on a ladder. Again, I'm not using a ruler, and I'm not worried about if this one's darker than the other one.
Well, that's pretty exciting, Martha. Sorry.
Guys, gotta stick with me here. Okay, so rather than wait, I'm gonna just pick up my paintbrush, get a nice amount of water on it, and I'm gonna work in one direction from the top of my tile to the bottom. And I'm going to kind of put the point or the tip of my brush just along that edge, and
you can see it like activate. Right?
Yeah, it's so intense right there. That's kind of it. I mean, you can work around it a little bit, but that's really all I'm gonna do is kind of go down that edge where I laid that pencil down, activate it with my brush.
And there is a little bit of like restraint you have to hold on to with this, because you don't want to fill the whole tile with the graphite. You want to leave some of that paper undone, because you get like a nice effect of the edges that the water is going to leave behind. So you don't want to color in the whole tile. You want to sort of leave a little bit. So it's kind of like...
Yeah, I'm not spreading it out that much. I'm actually using quite a bit of water, and I'm letting it pool and puddle. It's clearly going to take, probably an overnight to dry just to be safe. So there'll be some patience, but it's a cool effect. It's really, really getting that variation there. I love how you can get that sharp, sharp line just by following the graphite. There. So you want to very carefully put that aside. And that's your
cool.
prep tile number 1.
Oh, a prep tile. Hashtag prep tiles.
All right, so I'm gonna give my paintbrush a break and pick up my pencil again. So I'm gonna do something kind of fun this time. This is really kind of a concept that you can take in many directions. I'm going to actually draw just a kind of a wonky grid with my pencil. And I think I'll work on the diagonal, but you can see, you can probably lay down or you most definitely can lay down any kind of a reticula with a pencil. And with this great Sketch and Wash, you see I'm very purposely not drawing perfect straight lines. Turn my tile. We worked on several variations of these ideas to show you, and we'll have even more of them to show you at the end of the video too. So I've just covered the whole tile with this Sketch and Wash pencil, and this time I'm going to go over the entire tile with a light touch. I'm not looking to blend away this grid. I really just want to I'm blurring my vision a little bit. And you may have more or less graphite on your tile. I'm going right to the edges, and I want to just activate what's here. And this hopefully will inspire you to try it again on another tile with more graphite, with less graphite, with a different type of reticula. And I'm purposely leaving a few
Yeah, I like that.
spaces because, well, why not? Any kind of, these are leaving you prompts for your tangling.
Can I just show something? You're gonna get
Yeah.
mad. Yeah. Because sometimes you can do this thing when you go over it when it's already wet and you get like, it's kind of cool. So
Right, so the more water you have on there.
Yeah, the pencil can be used when it's wet, which is kind of neat. So it's like kind of playing with that right on the dots.
I'm not mad.
Oh. She might get mad later though. No, it's actually kind of fun. So you play around with it, but it just adds a cool detail here.
Oh, one more.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so great. It has already a cool tile, but think
Right.
about all of the embellishments you can
Right?
add to it.
Layers.
All right, and for my last example, I'm going to use a gray square tile and an entirely different approach on this one. I'm going to take my Sketch and Wash pencil and I'm going to draw an arc from one corner to the other. And I'm right-handed, so I'm working on the right side, but if you're left-handed, certainly you can work and I'm going to continue just adding quite a bit of this luscious graphite, kind of in layers here. Because this is a gray tile, I want to make sure I have enough graphite. I might put some down along the edge here as well. Again, whatever you're feeling. And now that you know that trick, I can kind of go back with the pencil as well. It kind of gives you a little power to, you like that?
Great.
All right, so I've loaded up my paintbrush with quite a bit of water, and I'm gonna do that same edging thing where I put the point of my brush right along here.
These brushes actually have a great point on them, so you can really play with them.
And even with this technique, I am turning my tile a bit. I've got a lot of water going on here, and I'm kind of doing that on purpose, and you're going to see in a minute why I'm doing that. So it's all about kind of waking up the graphite. Kind of spreading it out here. It's a little lighter in the center. I love that dark edge. And so with all this water I have going on here, we thought we'd make, I don't know, some fun little, almost like a drippy castle. I'm going to purposely kind of open the door a little here to let out some of the water. And I'm kind of inviting it to fall out.
There's one.
Let's see if I can get the other one to go. It's going. Just adding a little more water. There we go.
Oh, that's cool. Stop it.
Yeah, so you might have
like that.
a couple of things that have fallen down, but you could let it dry flat, or you could even let it dry upright. See what happens with that.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really fun.
Okay, I'm gonna do 3 different tiles similar to what Martha did to set up our
prep tiles for you guys. I think that's so funny. Again, I'm starting with a blank tile here. I got my Sketch and Wash, and I am going to do another sort of reticula, but a little different. I'm going to draw a spiral. I love working with spirals, and there's so many wonderful tangles that fit in spirals, Marisu being one of our favorites, but you can actually pick any fragment and fill a spiral. So can't wait to see what you guys do with these. So I'm just gonna do a big spiral, nice open spiral. And then I'm going to add a little weighting to one side of it. So just sort of this, picking one side and sort of putting a little crescent moon on there, or weighting. Do it just all the way across one side. All the way into the middle. And then if you want to add any weight to just general weight to the whole thing, it's up to you. It depends on how dark you want the spiral to be. All right, so that's pretty good. Don't want to spend too much time on it. It's just going to be an underlayer. And I'm going to grab my water. And what's kind of fun about these is you can kind of, I'm going to first go right over the actual spiral with a bunch of water. And now I'm gonna kind of move it around a little bit. I'm gonna kind of keep it pretty loose here.
That's awesome.
And that's about it. We're gonna let it dry. It's just letting some of the excess water cascade a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna put that aside and do a second one here. This one I'm working on a gray tile. And this one is actually gonna be the tile we're gonna do a quick demonstration with. So you might wanna pay attention for this one. This one I'm going to put a nice dark, I have my pencil on my side, if you can see me, definitely using the side this time. And I'm just putting a big storm here in the middle, or orby storm. Maybe, I don't know what the size is here, maybe the size of a quarter or a coin. And really dark in the middle and then a little lighter as it goes out. Okay. And we're gonna do something similar to what Martha just did, where we kind of invited a little drip. But first I'm gonna put a bunch of water right in the middle here.
Oh, look how rich that is.
Right. And I'm just gonna create a big orb here, right to the edge of where I had the graphite. Lots of water here. And then I'm gonna make a couple of entry places. I think I'm gonna do about maybe 6. And we're gonna see how I can make them drip. It's hard to show you really. Add a little more water. Make that one drip. Okay. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Adding more water to the middle. Drip. So I'm just adding water to the orb and then trying to feed it through this little entryway so I get a nice drip. Careful not to hit the other places. Okay. And last one. Cool. So we have something like this. Like I said, this is the one we're going to do a little demo on. So it's basically a big orb with these beautiful spokes coming off it. I'm going to put that one aside. And then I'm going to show you one more, but I'm going to wipe my drips up first. Okay. So this tile, it might look pretty blank to you, but I wrote a little message on it. I actually just wrote some words to a song, and I'm gonna see what happens when I create some like washes over it. So I might not be able to read all the words, but it's gonna create like a very cool layering effect. So I think I'm gonna do sort of a combination of two of the things we did. I'm going to create sort of an arc here in the corner, a nice, maybe thickish arc. And then I'm going to do some just sort of radiating arcs. As I kind of work my way across the tile. And then I'm going to put some lines coming, almost like creating a little bit of a web or a raise. Something like that. And I'm going to put some extra graphite here on one corner. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going to start on this corner and just start by going over. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's kind of fun. So you start to see the words coming through. I like to rinse my pen off in between. Brush, sorry. Brush.
Oh, you can see them pretty well.
Right?
I love it.
So it might be fun to find a song or a little note, and it doesn't have to be like you can read it word for word, but it's there, right? Your thoughts are there, the message is there, and when you add your tangles, it'll be underneath it. It's kind of a cool idea. That's actually really pretty. Get some of the excess water off. So I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be fun.
And these all kind of transform a bit when they dry as well. So kind of seeing them tomorrow morning.
I know, cool. Right? So as Martha and I were saying, we've been playing around with a bunch of different ones. There was some that we had previously done that have now dried. Here's another one with floors. Another one of the kind of planety ones. So lots of room for all kinds of things to do. Martha and I have prepped one other one. Looks kind of like this. And like we said, we were going to show you a quick little tangle. Well, we're going to do it quick because you're going to be doing all the work. But here we go. So this particular tile, we're going to show you guys a hybrid of tangles. And I call this Diva Dancing Arucus, right?
Can you write that down?
I could write that down, yeah.
I think you should.
Diva Dancing Arucus. The two tangles are Diva Dance. And Arucus. Quick little side note, Arucus is a tangle that was named after our dear friends at Sakura Pen Company, and Arucus is Sakura spelt backwards. I made this tangle for them. So we're gonna play with this really cool spokey kind of thing going on. So generally, regular Arucus, you would make an orb and then you would draw spokes that come off it. And we're just going to use this already given splat here to create our Arucus, and we're gonna make it dance like a diva. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to trace the edges of the spokes. So this is a very meditative tangle. You're going to do a lot of going back and forth, and it's all about the aura. And I'm not like too concerned about getting it exact, just as long as you get it roughly. And then I'm gonna hit up the edges over here. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to aura this orb. But before I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of weighting, like a little bump somewhere on every single one of my little spaces here. They can be bigger, smaller, different places. Maybe this one I'll do too. Just taking your time. And now I'm simply just going to aura that line I already drew. Just gonna aura that shape, aura that little hump we put in. All right. Now I am going to aura each one of these spokes coming right off of that other aura. So I'm just paying attention to each spoke. Starting right at the end here where the aura of the orb or whatnot we started. And then basically those two steps are the whole thing.
That's it.
That's it.
Step and repeat, literally.
Step and repeat. So I'm going to show you once more of each of those, and then we're going to skip ahead to the end. So basically we're going to add another aura. I'm going to put in my little humps somewhere, right? Anywhere. They can be kind of random.
That's actually my favorite part of Diva Dance is there's no rule on where those lumps of ink.
Yeah, you can just kind of put them anywhere, right?
Any size. As many as you want.
Right. And these are fun ones to combine. I've never really tried it, but it's quite fun. Oh, and that's it. I'd already gone all the way around. And then I go back to auraing the spokes or the drips, whatever you want to call them. And I'm not adding any weight to the spokes. I'm kind of just adding the the weight to the, I think I missed this one.
You could even do it the other way around, where you added the diva dance to the spokes
Right.
and had just plain or lines around the orb be a whole different look.
Right, and actually I should try that and see what happens. Because that might be super cool too. I love how the drips kind of just lend themselves to having a little bit of wonkiness to your lines. And actually, if you double aura one of these, it doesn't really matter. I've actually done it a bunch of times. It doesn't really mess up your flow at all. All right, so we're gonna just keep going back and forth, taking our time, enjoying the process, and we'll meet you back on the other side. All right, so you can see that I have been working kind of tag team with Molly here. We just finished up filling all these in, going to the edges. Each one of these sections is very different from the next, which I love. And
Super fun. I love
yeah, I
how
had
you
some-
added those little bits.
yeah, there was some kind of funny little triangular spaces that finished up on these. So I just, you know,
It kind of reminds me of like something you would find in nature, like if you cut open a rock, you would find like
or some
geode
exotic
or-
fruit, or I
Yeah,
don't know. You're right.
so
That's really
fun.
cool. All right, so I'm all done with my pen, and I'm gonna just add just some finishing touches with the pencils that I have here, the graphite pencil and the white charcoal. And I'm sure your tile is speaking to you right now, and it's saying, "Oh, I really want. I think I want some more shading here." You can see how you could add to your edges here, kind of where things come and go together. I think, because I kind of like the idea of the graphite in the center, and I think I'm going to add some graphite just around the edges with the side of my little pencil here, and don't be afraid of drawing on your tile. Right, there's stuff already there. You're going to go right over it, and I'm just using a nice kind of gentle circle stroke here, just trying to put some graphite around the edge. Noticing the difference between this pencil lead and the lead of the Sketch and Wash. Appreciating.
Yeah, they really do have kind of two different looks and applications, and you'll start to figure that out as you use them, where you want to use each one.
And as I was saying, you know, your tile is going to have different elements of dark and light in different places. Maybe you have more ink on your tile, and so you can react to whatever is there for you. Love how this one definitely has a mysterious outcome when you start with that.
I know, right?
Those simple strokes and round, you really don't know what's going to happen.
It's a fun sort of challenge.
So I'm just going to blend this graphite into the paper, working it in and being careful when I have a lot of ink. I don't want to muddy that paper up too much. Kind of drawing it towards the center. Kind of love the sound of shading, right?
I know.
We're making noise here. Molly's shading right next to me, and yeah, so we're now adding sort of a frame to this beautiful exploding cross section of some mysterious. Maybe it's a fruit that the reptiles might have eaten back. The reptiles ate back during the Preptalious age.
So funny.
You're going to perhaps have a different way that you're going to shade yours, but we are so excited to see what you've thought of and what your tile told you to do.
Oh, that looks really fun.
Yeah, so I think just because I can, and again, my center kind of orb here might be different than yours, but I'm going to take this white charcoal pencil and just kind of Just really emphasize that center space there. Maybe it's drawn out a little bit, not all the way down the drips here. Just sort of reminding us how those drips came about.
Oh, super cool. That looks great. Very cool.
Yeah. Do you want to show the?
Sure. So here's another one we did earlier.
Yeah, here's the one that we did as a prototype.
A little different. Super fun. I think you guys are gonna go somewhere with these. What do you
Yeah,
think?
very much fun.
So
So we're gonna put
have
our chop.
fun with these for sure. And
Yeah. Don't forget to add your chop, maybe in the corner or maybe right in the middle. Who knows? Wherever it works.
And once those other tiles dry that you guys created, we wanna see what you guys can do with that. Use that elegance of limits. Have some fun, explore, try some different things, and we'll see you next time around.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.